Sony RX100 reshaped the concept of a compact camera sporting surprisingly high image quality and feature set in a truly pocket-sized body. At this point it is in its 5th generation, but all the previous ones are still available brand new in the stores around the world. For less gear-addicted photographers it is probably hard to follow specifications, so in this video I will try to explain most important features, differences and especially their relation with the price tag. First, the most important, and that is image quality. All 5 cameras have identical sensor size with 20 megapixels but are not the same. Mark I is already quite good in image quality, but Mark II and beyond have back illuminated CMOS sensors which perform better in low light. Mark III and beyond even have the latest generation image processor. Mark I and II share identical lenses, 28 to 100 mm in 35 mm equivalent. It has f1.8 to 4.9 aperture, f4.9 on telephoto and is not a great solution for low light use. Mark III and beyond have 24 to 70 mm f1.8 to 2.8 lens, which lets in more light at telephoto. Also, 24mm wide-angle edition will be more useful for most users than the lack of 100mm at telephoto. If you are interested only in image quality, Mark III is probably the best choice since it has bright lens, newer image processor and back illuminated sensor at lowest price tag. In video department you will have to decide whether you need 4K and slow motion. If not, first 3 generations with its 1080-60p are quite good. Actually, I would give advantage to Mark III once again, since it has ND filter and video also benefits from new processor and brighter lens. If you want 4K resolution and that brutal 1000 fps slow motion, Mark IV or V are a must-have. Now, between these two, differences are not that big but might be crucial for some users. Mark V has S-Log, what is a flat video profile meant for grading. In other words, heavy tone and color adjustments in post-process. Mark V also doubled slow motion duration, it can record up to 8 seconds. What is important is that Mark V has face detect autofocus system, which works faster and is more accurate. On the bad side, there are clip duration limits which will vary differently from generation to generation and will depend on resolution, frame rate, memory card used and ambient temperature. Small cameras sometimes tend to have problems with overheating. If you plan recording longer events in single take with these cameras, buy something else, preferably Panasonic. All 5 cameras use the same battery and are charged like a smartphone or tablet, just plug it directly to wall charger. None of them has an external one, you will have to buy that as an extra. Mark I through IV deliver pretty much the same battery life, approximately 300 shots. Mark V is bad in this regard as it has only 200 shot battery life. The reason for that is extremely fast processor and sensor readout. This will also be limiting for video recording, spare batteries are a must-have. All 5 cameras have identical LCD diagonal, dot count and viewing quality. Mark I has fixed LCD, Mark II can be tilted but only Mark III and beyond go 180 degrees, what is crucial for selfies or video logs. Sadly, none of them has touch capability. Mark III and beyond have a built-in electronic viewfinder. For me, this is a very important feature as LCD is often hard to see in daylight. Mark IV and V even have higher viewfinder resolution, but the one on Mark III is not that bad either. If you are on the budget, don't worry and buy Mark III. Mark I, II and III have 10 fps burst, what is more than enough for casual sport or animal shots. Mark IV goes a step beyond with 16 fps and Mark V has insane 24 fps still image burst and huge buffer. This is relevant only if you regularly shoot fast action, otherwise save money and don't buy more than Mark III. Mark I is the only one without Wi-Fi. All 5 cameras have identical physical connectors, micro USB and micro HDMI. None of them has 3.5mm microphone input, what is a shame. Menu system has gone from bad to worse with each new generation of this camera. It is full packed with various features, but they are spread across the visually unattractive menu without logic, and it is actually quite tedious to adjust it. Yes, you can customize external buttons and quick menu, but no matter what, you are condemned to many button presses. Also, all of controls are very small with almost no feedback. Try using this camera in the winter with the gloves and you will quickly give up. These are the most important things Sony needs to improve in Mark VI when it arrives. All 5 generations are basically identical in terms of size, and there is no reason to recommend one over the other based only on this. It is only Mark V that has proper auto ISO implementation. You can select lower and upper ISO limit as well as lowest shutter speed. All 5 cameras have a single slot that accepts SD and memory stick. Since memory stick are all but extinct, SD is the one 99% of buyers will use. Just keep in mind Mark IV and V will need at least 64GB card, which has at least U free speed designation. Without it, 4K video and high frame rate features will be disabled. So it basically comes down to this. If you are on the budget, Mark I will be just fine. For a pocket camera at current price, it is unbeatable. If you know you're gonna shoot more often in low light, it makes sense to buy Mark II as it has back illuminated sensor. Mark III is the best one overall in my opinion. Besides back illuminated sensor, you get better image processor, brighter lens with 24mm wide angle, there is electronic viewfinder, solid buffer, 180° tilt LCD for vlogs, and solid 120 FPS slow motion. Its price sits in the middle and is the most reasonable to buy. Mark IV and V make sense if you want 4K video and super fast slow motion videos, with Mark V being even faster in burst mode and having faster autofocus and bigger buffer. That's all from me in this video. If you have a question about these cameras, feel free to ask in the comment section. If you want to support me, subscribe, become my patron or buy stuff on Amazon with links in description of this video. You won't pay any more than otherwise, but Amazon will pay me a small percentage for every sold item. Thanks for watching.